Hey, whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Little Cup Federation Tournament Battles. This week, week 4, sees the Tohjo Torterras back at it after a bye in week 3, and we are going up against the Food Squad and their coach, Not Shawnee. The Food Squad has got a very interesting draft here. We're going to run through that. But before we jump into that, I do want to give a special thank you this week to Mr. Secor and those members of my Pokemon Discord who gave me some help in building this week's team going up against Not Shawnee's Food Squad. I haven't been having a lot of luck planning, and I don't think we had a very good draft, but I've never done this before, and so, you kind of learn some things, and I generally go against the meta when I'm battling Little Cup anyway. I don't use a lot of OU Pokemon, and so I didn't draft a lot of OU Pokemon, and it turns out when you don't have, the ability to craft the exact team you want, the synergies with non-OU Pokemon are a little bit difficult, but all that put aside, haven't really had a great showing yet in this tournament. Lost both of our first two battles. I think we gave the first guy 2 points and the second guy 4 points potentially, maybe. And so looking to get some points on the board this week, hopefully, potentially getting ourselves positioned for a playoff spot. But I had some people reach out this week, specifically Mr. Secor, as well as those members of my Discord who offered some suggestions on team building this week. And so I have taken a lot of those suggestions. Mr. Secor even put together a team for me, and I've made some tweaks and things like that, done some play testing. And I think we're in an okay spot. It depends on if I can, in the moment, make the right plays. Some of these Pokemon I'm still not super familiar with, but we should be okay, hopefully. I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. But taking a look at what Not Shawnee and his Food Squad have drafted, because we haven't been up against them before, obviously, let's take a quick look. You guys who have been in my Discord may recognize this guy. This is the guy who was taking all the weather Pokemon. And so he picked up Alolan Vulpix, Ammonite, Mareanie, Riolu, Alolan Sandshrew, Snubbull, Bellsprout, Purloin, Clamperl, Wooper, Inkay, and Numel. It almost seemed like he was trying to get a little bit of every bit of weather, maybe having a hail team going, maybe having a rain team going, maybe having a sun team going. I know that the Vulpix got sniped out from underneath him. He picked up the Bellsprout and then was very upset when somebody took the Vulpix from him. Well, maybe not very upset, but he posted in the chat like, darn it, I wanted that one. And so it was clear that he was trying to build some sort of a weather gambit here. The ones we're probably most likely to see today are going to be the Hail team with Vulpix and Alolan Sandshrew. Those two are going to be definitely going to be a challenge. And that's what the last battle I saw of his, which was I think his week 2 battles, were the Vulpix and Sandshrew combo with some other Pokemon thrown in there. I think we're going to be okay playing against most of his Pokemon here. We'll kind of see how that plays out, if I can keep strategic Pokemon alive and things like that. I've always kind of gone against meta when doing these things, and obviously in our draft we can see that in any of my Little Cup battles. I've never been a strictly competitive battler, and so doing the damage calculations in real time and just being strictly truly competitive is not necessarily something I've ever really has been my strong suit. So we'll kind of see how it goes. The guy who actually, Mr. Secor, was the one who battled him last week, the Food Squad last week, and so he had some good insights, and from watching their battle, he seemed to do pretty good against it. So I'm hoping that we can do a decent showing as well here. I expect the invite or the challenge to come in any time now. So I will bring you guys back in when we're ready to go. Alrighty, guys, we are sending out the challenge now. We've got Little Cup, and we are going to go ahead and where's all my teams? I want Tohjo Torterras week 4. All right, so you can see we've got our Bunnelby, our Magby, our Coughing, our Natu, our Barbroach, which we picked up in free agency in week 3. We had a buy on week 3, and during that time I was doing some evaluations because we had an obvious electric weakness. I decided to go ahead and pick up Barbroach so we'd have that immunity, and then we have Scraggy. And let's go ahead and throw the challenge up and see how it's going here. Actually want to turn on, got sound muted from my testing, but we'll turn that on and see where we get with it. Alrighty, guys, here we go. This is a different team than I anticipated. He does not have the ice Pokemon. He's got his Snubble here, the Ammonite. Most of these Pokemon I kind of did some battling against. He's got a couple of Shell Smashers here between the Ammonite and the Clamperl. This week I did not bring Pick-a-Peck, which hopefully we will not regret. I do have a couple of I've got some grass moves on Arnatu, as well as I've got Hidden Power Grass on Iroh, and we've got some Thunder Punches on some people, things like that. So I was going to bring the Voltorb, but then in talking with Mr. Secor, it seemed, we had enough electric potential coverage on some people who had a little bit more utility than the Voltorb did, so I decided to leave Voltorb behind. Yeah, okay, so what should be our expectation coming in here? Now, do I expect he comes in and let's expect some sort of setup. He's got a couple people who could potentially throw up some rocks. So let's go ahead and lead off with, well, we could do a Scouter and switch into the Natu to bounce back the rocks and things like that. But we always risk them predicting that and throwing up the switch. So let's just do this right off the bat so that they know they can't bring that sort of stuff to this game. All right, so they lead off with the Inkay. Let's see. That could be problematic. Inkay's going to try and set up with, let's throw up the Heat Wave here. Inkay's probably going to start setting up with superpowers. I can't, well, I could switch. In fact, let's do that. Let's switch into Fumzy, because I don't want to waste Quahu on that. We'll bring, no, we force out, bring in the Numel. Okay. We're going to throw up the Taunt on the Numel there, so it's not going to get a chance to set up rocks. There we go. All right, that's going to give me the opportunity then. I expect we can bring in... Chum. So let's do that. We'll bring in Chum. The Lava Plume lands. That works pretty well. That'll give us the opportunity to throw up a Dragon Dance here as he switches out. So that's what we're going to do. Perfect. Okay, so we get our Dragon Dance up. Let's go ahead and... Do I think I can take another one? I think we should go for the Earthquake here. Alright, that gets the Clamperl down. It throws up the circle. Ooh, down goes the Chum. Okay. That's okay, though. Let's bring Silver in, and we'll go ahead. He doesn't really... Yeah, so let's throw up the Return here. We can finish off the Clamperl before it gets a chance to do any shell smashing. Obviously, that probably wasn't his plan there, using that to, as a sacrifice play to get rid of Chum. But I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay here. Silver's pretty strong. There's only really one Pokemon on his whole team who's going to resist it, which is going to be the Ammonite. If we have to, we can potentially two-shot. Okay, the Intimidate's going to be a bit of an issue. We're going to switch into Fumzy. Fumzy can take the hits. The Thunder Wave's not going to really matter. Fumzy's pretty slow to begin with. I don't have Will-O-Wisp on this set, which is a bit unfortunate, but we can throw up the Clear Smog here, do a little bit of damage. Resisted. Stats reset. Alright, going to get the Taunt going, although we may be too slow to get that up on the Numel. Okay, so he's going to go for the Lava Plume. We'll get the Taunt going just to be safe. And then, okay, well, I'm not going to switch. I haven't seen him use a ground move on this thing, but he's obviously going to have it. Don't really have a good switch here. Quahu can't really do much to it. Iroh can't take a ground move. Silver can potentially take a hit. Lol's going to be pretty bulky. Let's switch into Lol. The Lava Plume's going to come in. Lol's going to take that pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the Dragon Dance. I expect we can take one more hit. We do. Oh, but we get the burn. That's unfortunate. That's okay, though. Let's go for the knockoff here. It's not great, obviously, but down goes Lol. It does give us a switch in to Silver, though, which we'll take. It doesn't have anything that's going to resist this, so I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. Numel will go down. Doesn't have any levitators or anything. Nobody's going to appreciate an Earthquake, but he's not going to appreciate going into the Riolu, so we're going to switch back out into Coughing. He sets up the Rain Dance here. A little bit worried about that. Let's go ahead and set up the Thunderbolt. Ooh, paralyzed. That's not really a good thing, Fumsy. Maybe we want to throw up the actual attacks. Okay, Ammonite switches into the Thunderbolt there, though. So that works out pretty well. That works out pretty well. Is this... Okay, so... I don't think that's good. Okay, Fumsy goes down, but that's okay. That's okay, because we can finish off Ammonite here. We have the Mach Punch, so we'll throw that up. Ammonite's gone, so we don't have a Shell Smasher at least to deal with. Okay, we're on even footing-ish here at the moment, so that's okay. In fact, some of these might actually... The Snubble's not... Yeah, we haven't hurt the Snubble yet. Okay, so he's going to be painful to deal with. I'm thinking I need to get rid of this Intimidate, though. I'm going to switch into Quahu. It's probably not the best... Oh, but perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we avoid that. Now, in the rain, that's not going to be great. Let's throw up the Giga Drain, I guess. Alright, doing a little bit of damage here at least. Okay. Let's just... Another Giga Drain, get a little bit of our health back, enough to keep us from getting knocked out. Oh, he's got the Berry Juice. That Play Rough is going to hurt. Alright, we just got to do as much damage as we can. Quahu's not super necessary to... Okay, so he gets the Eviolite. That is unfortunate. Let's get Silver out here. Let's go for the Stab Return. I'll either stay in and take it. With the Eviolite, he can probably withstand it. Riolu could potentially switch in. Okay, Silver took it out. Now, Riolu potentially has Mach Punch. The Inkay comes in. The Inkay is going to be Scarfed. It's going to have Superpower. I need Iroh more than I need Silver, probably. Let's throw up the return. Okay, we outsped. We get that. Okay, setting up the Trick Room. Okay, so as opposed to Scarfed, he's got that going. All right. That's not great. Okay. Okay, so we could go for the Stab Flamethrower. We could go for the Mach Punch, which is going to be neutral. Base 40. Do I think that can finish it off? Probably not with the defense boost. Let's go for the Flamethrower. No! Crap! Alright. Well, we did a little bit better this time than we did last time. But I think probably some definite misplays on my behalf there. Yeah, but good work. Good work, Natshani and the Food Squad. Sorry I let my coaches down this week, my co-coaches, but that's all right. That's all right. We're getting better and better each week. Yeah, yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week, I don't know who we're going up against, but it'll be somebody. Let me pause real quick and we'll find out. We are going up against the Carolina Crowbats, which are, I believe that is Mr. Secor's team. So, yeah, he spent some time looking over my team, which may have been a contributing factor, so he's pretty familiar. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. He's got a decent draft here, so we'll see what we can make of it. But it's all for funny games. It'd be nice to win a battle eventually. But hey. That's just kind of how the things roll. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I'll see you all back here next time. Alrighty, guys. Have a good one.